Hey house guests, welcome to today's Big Brother 22 updates and spoilers. What's up? Our house guests of the day are Extra Cole and Deanna Parker. Thank you both so much for the support. We could not do this without you, and we appreciate it so much. So thank you again. And if you guys want to be house guests of the day, check out our Patreon link in the info box below deck. Okay. I also want to thank yesterday's super chatters because you guys are awesome, and we couldn't make this show happen without you either. So Sheena123, Annie Tenny, Darby C, Adley Bruges, Clandestine 73647, Anita Starr, and Dave Das. Thank you so much. Yay. Welcome everybody. Oh, Dab and Duckies, love that. Hope you're all having a pleasant Sunday today. Oh, Fonda says, love the puppet show. Thank you so much. We had a lot of fun putting that one together. Sorry there was a little bit of an issue. We had an editing mishap with the puppet show. There was like an extra 3 minutes of dead air. So just like this season. What? But we are taking care of that. It's just taking a little while for that to process on YouTube and to like be fixed, but it will be available again soon if it's not already. So thank you guys for the love on that. And just before we get going here, I want to thank, we already have 2 super chatters today. Yay. Brant Phillips, thank you so much. Brant is ready for the Amazing Race. Me too. That starts on Wednesday, right? That should be a lot of fun. And Jefferson Tucker, thank you so much. You are awesome. Very sweet. Okay, so let's get going here because I got to get to Granny's house. So when we left off yesterday, the feeds were down for the Power Veto competition. Everybody's playing, of course, and we've got Memphis and Christmas up on the block. So Nicole's target this week is Memphis. She wants him to go because he's better at competitions, and she's like, why not get him out of here, right? Makes sense. So initially, Enzo and Cody seemed to be on board with that. But before the Power Veto competition, Enzo told Cody, hey, it might be better for the 2 of us to take out Christmas this week. He is really paranoid that Nicole would want to take Christmas to the final 3 over him because he thinks like they got something going on, and he wants to make sure that that's a possibility. And he feels pretty confident that Memphis would cut Nicole and keep the guys around if it was up to him. Sorry, I had a moment there. So yeah, he's a little bit back and forth about it. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out. But again, a lot is going to depend on this Power Veto competition. So the feeds came back at 5:39 p.m. Big Brother time. And guess what? It was BB Comics. Brr, 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 brr. So I can't wait to see what everybody's comics were. I heard a few of them so far. Like I think Nicole's had the Sloppies thing on the box, like the Sloppies box. Enzo, he had whiskers. He was a cat. Excuse me. Let's see who else. Kaser was a king. Danny's was something about like the regulators because I guess Dom was in that alliance, I want to say, in season 13. Like, I don't know what everybody's was, but like that's just the ones that I remember off the top of my head hearing about. So can't wait to see what all of them look like. But it turns out they had the zip line and everything. It was like classic BB Comics, and Nicole smoked everyone else. I think Cody was like second place. I don't know what his time was, but her time was like 11 minutes and change. Whoa. So she really nailed it. She's turning it on now, right? This is her second win. So she's really ready to go here. I guess like not really doing anything for a few months. You still have the energy to do that. But anyway, I'm just messing with her. Come on, guys. Anyway, Christmas in Memphis. We're talking in the key bedroom after the competition. And Christmas says, all right, I'm going to talk to Nicole and I'm going to feel her out, but you have to offer her something. And Memphis says, I feel like you have a better rapport with her than I do. And Christmas is like, I know. And I think that she would be receptive to a deal. No way. There is no way. I got to give Christmas credit for trying, but like, So then Christmas is saying, Nicole has another big target in the house. I just don't know which one. We got a 50-50% chance. And I'm assuming she's not going to go after the guy that the wall yeller said that she's working with. So do the math. But yeah, she says to Memphis, you have your word. You've been straightforward with people. That's going to help you when you talk to Nicole. Nope, it's not though, because Memphis already proposed a deal to Nicole before nominations. He was saying, I want to go to Final 3 with you. If you keep me off the block and I win the veto next week, I'll take you to the Final 3. But like, she put him up, so that's not going to be happening. But also, Nicole knows that Memphis is full of crap because she knows about the two Wise Guys alliances. So she knows that Memphis has deals with other people. So that was a fail. But anyway, Memphis says, we just have to continue to make sure that she doesn't know we're working together. Come on. Everybody knows that you two are working together. Everybody knows. So Christmas agrees. She says, I've been telling Nicole that you're a lone wolf and that you don't want to commit to anyone. All right. So she's telling Memphis again, you need to come up with a deal to present to Nicole. You know, tell her that you'll take her to the Final 2 or that you'll use the veto on her next week. Anything. Just like work on it. So we're going to come back to those two. But first, meanwhile, we've got Nicole, Cody, and Enzo up in the HOH room. And Enzo's like, Memphis and Christmas, they're already in there strategizing, figuring out what they're going to do. Yup. Nicole says, sorry, I'm just so tired, guys. Nicole says, they're going to try and get me to backdoor Cody, but it's not happening. She says, I'm keeping nominations the same, so we're good. We're good this week. And she says, I'm just happy that Memphis is going home this week. Is he? I don't know. It seems like Enzo and Cody are not really decided here, but Enzo says, that's it, yo. That's the target. If that's what you want, that's what you're going to get. And Nicole says, he thinks I suck at this game, but not anymore. All right. You guys are keeping me up. Can you go now so I can take a nap? I'm just kidding. So Christmas comes into the room and the conversation ends. Yeah. They didn't really talk about anything important after that, so we're going to move on. So then a few minutes later, Memphis is talking to Cody and Enzo, and Memphis says that that POV competition couldn't have worked out more perfectly because now Nicole will take out Christmas. It's going to be great. Will she? So Memphis says Christmas is going to be on Nicole. She was telling me it's not over and like she's going to try and get Nicole to use the power of veto. And I hugged her and I told her we had a good run. And of course, all of the guys were laughing about that. Like, oh, that's so funny. Like, Christmas thinks that she's going to get Nicole to use the veto. So, Christmas, Memphis says that Christmas told me that she's going to get Nicole to use the veto. And he says, it's funny. Like, I let her do her thing, but whatever. Hello. She is trying to save your ass. Memphis does not realize what danger he's in right now. He's assuming that he's going to be good getting the votes from Cody and Enzo. I think he's also under the impression that Nicole wants Christmas to go, and that's not the case. So then a little later, Cody and Enzo are in the photo bedroom, and Enzo says, yo, bro, we need to talk about what we're going to do. He says, I know that Nicole wants Memphis out, but what's the best thing for our games? He says, we can convince her either way that it should be Memphis or Christmas going, whatever we decide. I don't know about that. She seems pretty set on Memphis going. So, yeah. They know that Nicole is tight with Christmas, and they say she's trying to set herself up just in case she doesn't win the power of veto next week to guarantee that she will be brought to the Final 3. Of course, that's what she's doing. So Enzo says, Memphis would not cut us next week. You know, but Christmas is going after us. So it's kind of like better for us to keep Memphis around, even though he's better at competitions. So Cody's like, I don't know. It's going to depend on how badly we would be screwing Nicole over this week. Like, if she wasn't on board with it and we just did it anyway and we keep Memphis, and then like Nicole wins the power of veto next week, she might cut one of us because she'll be pissed. So I don't know. Good idea. So Enzo says again, Memphis will keep us safe next week if he wins the power veto. And Cody's like, maybe you, but probably not me. Cody thinks that Memphis might cut him. And honestly, he would be dumb not to if it was up to him. Like, if Memphis won the power veto. But, like, I don't know. He might take Nicole out and keep Enzo and Cody and go to the final 3 with them, which I feel like is just dumb. Right? I mean, if you get the chance to take out Cody, you got to take him out. But then Cody's like, you know what? Christmas would take me out anyway, so it doesn't really matter to me. So wouldn't you want to take out the stronger competitor so you have a better chance to win? I feel like he should want Memphis out, right? So yeah, they all have dinner together. They had some poke bowls. They're really into that. And then later, Cody and Nicole were chatting in the HOH room. They're playing some backgammon, of course. So Cody says, Christmas wants me backdoored this week to split up me and you. And Nicole's like, well, how is she going to do that if she thinks that I'm close to you, right? Christmas is finally figuring out that Nicole and Cody are very close. But somehow she feels like whatever deal she presents to Nicole, that's going to be it. Like, Nicole is going to get rid of Cody. No way. So Cody tells her about the conversation that he had earlier with Memphis. And he's like, Christmas told Memphis that she's going to get you to use the POV. And Nicole says, Christmas is crazy. And she asks Cody, and Memphis thinks that he's staying? And Cody says, yeah, he thinks that Enzo and I are keeping him. Well, are you? I don't know. There's some like back and forth now. But Nicole's like, speaking of Enzo, she's a little bit worried that Enzo is going to cut her next week if he wins the power veto and the decision is up to him. So she's asking Cody, do you think Enzo would cut me in that situation? And Cody says, no, not even for a second. And I don't think he would. I mean, I think he realizes Nicole and Cody are very close. I don't know if he realizes that Cody would probably take Nicole to the final 2 over him, right? Like, that's what I'm assuming. But I don't know if he's super worried about that at this point, but I don't know. I honestly don't know what Cody would do in that situation. But Enzo, yeah, I guess Enzo would want to go to the end with Nicole. But now that she's winning competitions, I don't know, right? I don't know. So Cody says no, not even for a second. Like, I don't think he would cut you next week. So then Cody's talking about this week's vote again. And he says, honestly, getting rid of Memphis does nothing for me because he wouldn't cut me next week if he wins the power veto. But he says getting rid of Christmas is all beneficial for me because she would go after me. if it was up to her, like, I'd be out of here. So Nicole's like, wait, so are you fine with getting rid of Memphis or not? And Cody says, yes, I think it's better for your game if Memphis goes, so I'll do that. Oh, thank you, Cody. Okay. So then Nicole says, it would be easier for all of us to beat Christmas next week when we're going for that HOH and that POV. Well, I mean, Nicole can't play in the next HOH, but in the power veto competition. And Cody agrees. He says, yeah, me or you, we're winning the POV next week. They want to make sure, too, that Christmas is not going to win that HOH, right? Because if she wins, that little trio is going to have to go after each other. Okay, so then they talk about how they have such a great shot at making it to the final 2 because they feel like Enzo is not going to beat them in these competitions towards the end. I mean, people didn't think that Nicole was going to win anything either, and look at her go. So you never know. But yeah, Nicole and Cody feel like, honestly, we could just win out the rest of the competitions. And Nicole says, what a great ending to the season that would be. for us. She says maybe not for other people. Yeah. So she says, and we'll just be like, you guys were warned week 4. She's talking about the wall yeller who said that Nicole and Cody were playing everyone. And she says Janelle and Kaser also tried telling everyone to look out for us, and look at us now. Okay, so then meanwhile, Christmas and Memphis have another game chat in the key bedroom. And Christmas says, we got to figure this out. You know, we got to figure out how we're going to get Nicole to use the POV so that we can both be safe this week. So Christmas says, Nicole can't play for HOH next week. Let's keep that in mind. So it's really going to come down to the POV for her to get safety. So why don't you talk to Nicole about backdooring one of the other guys this week? It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. But again, I respect her for trying. Especially since Memphis is not really trying that hard. So Christmas says, tell Nicole if she keeps you that next week, if you win the veto, you'll keep her safe. Or, you know, say that if you're able to, you'll throw the POV competition to her. You know, we got to figure this out. So Christmas says, I'm trying to work a similar angle with Nicole, but it's a different deal so that it doesn't sound too parallel, aka like they're working together. It's so obvious at this point that they're working together. Come on. So Christmas says, you can also ask Nicole, like, what else can I offer you to sweeten the pot here? Like, what do you want from me? She says, you also need to amplify Enzo and Cody, talk about what big beasts they are. And, you know, then if things are going well, you can see if she wants to make a final 3 deal with me and you. No. Again, at least she's trying. So Christmas feels like she might be receptive to that. So Memphis is just saying like, yeah. He's not really putting in a lot of effort here. But he says, I'm going to talk to Nicole. I'm going to feel her out. And I'm going to see if she's receptive to it. But let's keep in mind here, Memphis has already offered Nicole a deal, and she turned it down. So then, by putting him up on the block. So then Christmas is like, did you talk to Nicole to, I think she called it, to like set footwork? Did you set footwork with Nicole before the POV like I asked you to? I think she meant like lay the groundwork, unless setting footwork is like a term that I'm not familiar with. I don't know. But basically she asked, did you talk to Nicole about this stuff? Plant some seeds before the power veto competition. Memphis is like, no, I didn't say anything. He thinks he's safe. He thinks he's safe. So Christmas is like, well, I don't think you should wait to talk to her. You know, tell her that you're ready to make some deals. And she's pushing, like, don't even beat around the bush. Like, everybody knows that you're very straightforward and you get to the point. So just, like, go up there and say, like, I want to make this deal with you. And tell Nicole, look, you may have a deal with Cody. He may be saying that he's going to take you to the end. But Cody would beat all of us in final 2. Okay. So then after Memphis spills the beans to Enzo again, he's like, Christmas is crazy. Christmas is saying she's going to try and convince Nicole to backdoor you or Cody. And Memphis says, there's not a bone in my body that thinks Nicole is going to use that veto this week. She says, that would be so stupid. So Memphis says to Enzo, we got to keep pushing the wise guys to Cody. And I feel like Memphis was actually talking about for next week, just like assuming he's good to go this week. So he's like, yeah, if Cody wins that final 4 POV, but like, you should be worried about this week's vote first. So Enzo's like, yeah, I think Enzo assumes that he's talking about this week because Enzo says, we got to feed Cody that you will take out Nicole next week and you'll keep us safe if you win that power veto. All right. So then there was a booze delivery from BB last night. Everybody was just hanging out in the HOH room. And the only other like exciting thing that happened last night was when, so they drank all the alcohol that BB gave them. And then Nicole broke out her HOH wine, but she only shared it with Cody and Enzo. And she like distributed it after Christmas and Memphis weren't in the room anymore. And then Christmas comes back up and she sees what's going on here because Nicole tried to run into the bathroom with the bottle, but Christmas knew. And she was just like, what? So yeah. Anyway, the rest of the night was uneventful after that. But today, whole lot of nothing so far. I think we can assume that Christmas in Memphis will have some sort of conversation with Nicole because the power veto ceremony is tomorrow. So we'll see what happens there. I mean, I think it's pretty safe to say that Nicole will not be using the veto, but I'm sure she's at least going to hear them out, right? She's going to try and get whatever info she can. Like, she doesn't really need info at this point, but, you know, she's going to hear them out. You got to be cool to the future jurors. So that's where we're at right now. So let me know what you guys think about all this in the chat, in the comments. And where's my sister? She is in her home. Yeah, but I'm gonna wait here for Mom to come in now with today's super chatters. Can you imagine if I just sat here and didn't say anything? I'll answer some questions while I'm waiting. What is the name of the movie that I'm in on Netflix? That's a good question. Thank you for asking. Night of Light. It's called I'm Thinking of Ending Things. And
hi.
Hello there.
Sorry, I'm literally doing 6 things
No,
at a
I
time.
figured. It's fine. Hi, 2 puppies. It's a thriller, and I really enjoyed it. It was good. Why does my sister not do videos with me? Because she doesn't like to do that. She's very private. She doesn't want to, and I respect that. Okay, so I want to thank all of our super chatters today. You guys are awesome. So Jefferson Tucker, thank you so much. Brant Phillips, thank you so much. Angela H, thank you so much. Jordan Fuqua, thank you so much. And thank you for telling us how to say your name because I would be so sad if I butchered it. Gia R, thank you so much. Adley Bruges, thank you so much. And Janine Honberger, thank you so much. And Janine said, I love your Nicole impression. Thanks for your humorous and detailed updates. You make my day. That's so sweet. I'm glad you guys enjoy Nicole's voice still after all this time. So
No, we just love you.
Stop. All right. So I'm gonna hit the road now. I would chat with you guys more, but we got to get ready for Granny's house. So, but don't worry. I'm sure we'll have some more short spoilers in the future, and I'll be able to chat with you guys a bit more after those. So thank you again so much for being here. No episode tonight. Don't forget. Yeah. So the Sunday episodes
watch the puppet show.
The Sunday episodes have been moved to Mondays, but tonight watch the puppet show if you haven't already watched it. It's a lot of fun.
Watch it a few times. Watch it as many times as will equal a Big Brother episode.
That's a lot of times.
So like 10 times? No.
Maybe even more.
9.
I don't know how long it is. With the extra 3 minutes of black screen or
no,
without?
No, because I think it was like 5 and change without the black screen.
All right.
Sorry, guys. That was my fault. I was just so
good.
happy to be done with it.
It's all good. So we'll see you guys tomorrow. And until then, much love and happy Sunday.